it's Reese. Today I'm going to just be doing a tutorial for you guys. It's not going to be a in-depth analysis of like a live currency pair. All we're going to be doing is just having a look at a few examples of some of the things to be looking out for in the marketplace. There's these structural reversal patterns that do occur in the marketplace, and if you're aware of them and you can spot them, what it will allow you to do is predict moves pretty much before they happen, allowing you to put the buy order or the sell order in, depending on whether it's a bullish or a bearish reversal pattern. So I'm going to be going over two with you today, but there are like absolutely loads, tons and tons and tons of them that I teach in the MFX Trader Transformation course. But I'll be happy to show you guys the head and shoulders and the double bottom. Why? Because they do happen a lot, and I feel that if you guys are aware of these patterns, it's going to help you out significantly, even if you are just watching the free videos. So what I'm going to do for you is, as you can see already, I have got two reversal patterns. If you are aware of these patterns, then you'll know, you can pretty much see what I've got on the chart right now. But if you're not aware and you know this confuses you, it's completely fine. I've broken it down and made it really easy to understand. The way I've done that is just by pretty much creating these images for you. So if we have a look at the head and shoulders watermark, just give me, oops, not watermark, that's just what the file's called. Okay, perfect. So yeah, head and shoulders. So if we have a look, the way the head and shoulders works is really simple. We move up, we create a left shoulder, then the market would drop down to a certain area. Let's call this area X, and on the chart, of course, down here will be the price. So let's say this is USD JPY. Let's say this neckline where it dropped down to, the value of this line would be let's say 105.575 or something like that. Then what would happen is that the market would back, like literally shoot up from this that number, come up higher than the left shoulder, and what will happen is that the market will create a head, and the market will then drop, and then it's key because the market will drop to an area which is support, previous support, where the market reacted off first to go and create the head. That price that I listed out, I can't remember what it was. If the market comes down to that area again and shoots back up, this is where we can pretty much decide whether we're going to be looking at an uptrend or we're going to be looking at a head and shoulders pattern where the market's going to be reversing. So if the market comes up and forms a peak that is lower than the head, that means we've got a head and shoulders pattern on our hands, and then what we're then looking for is the break of that neckline. If then the market decides to go through, break the neckline, what you're looking for is a retest of that neckline, and then upon that retest you can take a sell, and then the distance that you want to put your take profit from your entry point is going to be the exact same distance from the head to the neckline. As you can see, I've got it labeled here. So that's how you trade the head and shoulders pattern. If that didn't make any sense to you, maybe you just want to watch it again, or even just stay clear and stay watching the video, and then you'll see pretty much right now what I'm going to do is give you a live example, and perhaps that will be able to help, and you'll be able to make sense of this chart now, and perhaps you didn't before. So if I was just to get the drawing tool on, I'll just go through it with you. Just give me a second here. Okay, so as you can see, we have, let's say the markets, if we're starting over here, the markets come up, and then it's formed a peak at this area before it started declining. Now when it started to decline, this is the obvious area of support where the market rebounded off. So then if we come up again, like I said last time, it comes and forms a peak higher than the left shoulder, and then it comes down and drops. Now when it drops, I did say in the previous example that it needs to be the same price. That's if it's a straight horizontal support price reversal zone, but you can have head and shoulders where the neckline is a trend line as well, where it's slanted, because it's the exact same thing. A trend line, all it is a support or resistance on a slope. So it's the exact same thing. We come back down, we can see that the market reacted again to form the third peak. The third peak was lower than the head, therefore we're looking at a head and shoulders pattern. It then broke the neckline, which was our ascending trend line here, and then you can see it perfectly retested the trend line with this wick, and then the market had a huge crash. And of course, if you measured from here to here, that would be the same distance of where you take your profit down here, and this is where the market then reversed off next. So hopefully that all made sense to you. I pretty much described exactly how to trade the head and shoulders pattern. That's exactly what you're looking for, and they're really common. They're really common. So the next one that we're going to go on to is called the double bottom. And just Just give me a second. I'm going to get that exact same graphic kind of thing up that I did for the head and shoulders so you guys can understand, and then we'll be able to have a look at the live one on the chart. Just give me a second here. All right, perfect. So let's get back to the pictures. Here we go, double bottom. Okay, perfect. So the way that we trade this is really simple again. It's pretty much, just think of it like a head and shoulders pattern. This one's obviously on the other way. By the way, these things work exactly the same whether it was bullish or bearish. It's just the opposite direction. But if you was to have a look at this, you can see the market comes down, creates the first bottom, and all we're looking for is the market to reverse off a point and then come back down and pretty much reverse off that exact same price the first bottom was at. So it doesn't come any lower, it doesn't come any higher. And it pretty much uses where the market reversed off here as support here. Now when that happens, pretty much the middle part of this W, if the market then breaks this and you see it coming back down to try and touch it again, that's going to be something called a double bottom, which is a reversal pattern letting you know the market's going to be turning around. So if you're seeing something like this, what you want to do is, again, like always, you get in on the retest of the neckline, being this dotted line right here. Then you can take a buy, and that's going to be taken all the way up to here. And the way you find out you take profit, that's going to be the distance from the neckline to the support area of the first and the second bottom. If you copy that and put it pretty much right on that retest of the neckline, that's exactly where your take profit's going to be. Now, if we go back onto the charts, after I've explained that to you, hopefully this makes a bit more sense. You can see the market, it came down, found an area of support right here where on my strong support and resistance. It then came up. This was the middle of the W that I was speaking about, where that creates the neckline. Came back down to the same area of support, rebounded up, broke the neckline, and you can see clearly the market came back down to retest that neckline, which is the dotted line in my picture. Let me just make that a bit clearer. Perfect. And then you then take a buy upon that retest, and then you can see the market did rally up, and then you would have caught all those pips as well, just by knowing that these patterns do exist. And all your goal is just be able to find the patterns on the charts before they happen, wait for them to complete, and then get in on the trade. So hopefully this has been helpful, guys. That's just an example of 2 of the reversal patterns that we teach and all the students use. I mean, we've got, you know, a whole flock of them. That's why when we are on the charts, we're pretty much very vigilant and aware of exactly what the market's doing. So when all these big moves happen, we can say, oh yeah, that happened because of this pattern right here, or because of this candlestick, or whatever the case may be. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you have the knowledge. So it's really important to study. It's really important to try your best to go on the charts and apply everything you learn as well. And yeah, I believe if you guys continue to do this, we'll all be successful traders. So if this video helped, I'd really appreciate it if you could put a like on it. It just helps me out. And the other thing is as well that you want to do is, if you click the subscribe button, what's going to happen is that you'll get notified every single time I post the video. And sometimes, I do the MFX technicals, and that's live analysis. So you're pretty much getting my view of the market on like the major currency pairs while it's happening. So you definitely want to subscribe, like the video, and hopefully I helped you out today. If it did, that pretty much makes me happy. So I look forward to speaking to you guys again in the next video. See ya.